Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to solve the problem n meetings in one room. So it falls in the easy category of GFG. Now we move on to the problem statement of the question. There is one meeting room in a firm. There are n meetings in the form of start and end. We are given the starting time of the meeting and the ending time of the meeting. What is the maximum number of meetings that can be accommodated in the meeting room when only one meeting can be held in the meeting room at a particular time? Start time of one chosen meeting can't be equal to the end time of the other chosen meeting. So we need a minute gap between the start time and the end time of the next meeting. So now let's move on to the code directly, and I will explain you how my thought process is going out while coding. So first of all, we need to take a vector vector of vector int in which I will store the start point, end point, and the index at which the meeting is positions in the initial arrangement. Let's name it temp, and that its size will be n, and its width will be 3, like one for the start time, one for the end time, and one for the, like, we don't need to initialize the vector, so let's just don't do it. So after that, I'm gonna traverse the whole start and the end array using a for loop. Temp, we are gonna need a temporary one more temporary variable to basically store the, yeah, so we are gonna need a temporary variable to just basically store the vector which we are gonna put in the temp. So let's name it temp2, and we are gonna put temp2 dot push back start I comma end I comma I plus 1. We are just gonna initialize the temp2 variable using curly braces, start I, end I, and I plus 1. So we are now going to put the temp2 variable in the temp1. We are basically pushing each start time and end time with index. And after that, we are going to sort this whole array temp uh, on the basis of the end time. Whose end time is before, we are going to put that before in the list. So temp dot sort temp dot begin comma temp dot end comma comparator. We are gonna we will need to make a comparator operator, so that will return that be of bool type, static bool cmp. It is gonna take two vector as the input, vector int a and vector int b. Now we are gonna just return a dot a 1 less than, we're just comparing the end time of the both the meetings, that is at the one index. And after that, we are gonna just need to traverse the whole array. The start for starting at the starting that the meeting which occurs before zero can be done. So let's initialize it with zero. That will be used to compare the start time. It will be updated with the start times of different end times of the different meetings. Like the last meeting had ended at zero, and now we are gonna move ahead. So we are gonna use a variable current to store the starting time of the last ending time of the last meeting. The last time meeting has ended at -1, and after that we can have any meeting we want to have. So if the ending time of the previous meeting is less than the ending time of the current meeting, starting time of the current meeting, then we are gonna just increment the counter. We also need to make a counter to count the values. We are gonna increment the counter, and then after incrementing the counter we need to change that curve is the ending time would be equal to temps. The ending time will be equal to the ith meetings second in second variable which is 1, and then we are gonna return count. And let me see if it returns the correct answer or not. Let me first compile it if it has any compilation errors. So compilation is complete and my output is correct. Now let's submit and see if it works. So it is giving an time runtime error, time exceeded error. So I need to modify it to, let's see if it's zero, then what happens. Let's see. I compiled the same code at different platform. It worked, but I guess there is some problem with the GFG compiler that it isn't accepting this my solution. So thank you for watching. It's the basically the approach is correct, and the the approach is correct. So I don't think so that it's an issue.